So yeah, I sometimes laugh because taking on a new film is like doing a PhD. It requires that depth and that immersion to do it well. I think generally in the world, we're in a really interesting political climate right now with a lot of distrust of mainstream media. There's an intuition on social media for things to get shorter and sexier and faster, but there is an increasing need for long-form documentary to hold its place, to give audiences a sense of nuance and complexity and depth. And so I hope that there is increased funding to documentary and to documentary filmmakers to do that work, and also increased trust for them to be able to work independently within those issues and to fight those battles of telling the stories that need to be told. I also hope that there is a huge proliferation of the diversity of voices of people that gain the skills to be able to tell their own stories, and that as an industry we support people to do that. When we set out to make Gayby Baby, it was Charlotte Mars and me. We were two 22-year-old young women who had never made a feature film before. I had a real sense of purpose to make that film, and also I had a real experience of what it was like to need to tell a narrative in which my community was represented in the right way. And I think from that, then every story that I will continue to tell throughout my life will be grounded in the need to represent a community in the right way, because I know what that's like for other people to get that so wrong for so long. I think that we're very lucky in Australia. We have a national film body that supports documentary filmmaking, that supports the telling of stories that are sometimes critical to the government, which is an absurd contradiction, I think, and lots of audiences question me about that and my storytelling. But probably the largest challenge that documentary filmmakers face is how to get our films seen. And we actually need a revolution in distribution in this country and around the world. We're faced with distributors that are incredibly conservative about their expectations of audiences. They don't like to take risks. They don't like indie films. They don't offer big budgets or P&A budgets to independent documentary. And then when they don't, we're also blamed when our films don't do well. And it's like, of course they don't do well, because no one has believed in them. No one's given them a shot. And occasionally you'll have a film that comes out where someone did take a chance and it goes really well, but the ripple effect doesn't seem to influence the other films that come behind it. The nature of how we've approached that with some of the films that I've made, like with Gayby Baby and again now with In My Blood It Runs, is to really take that control into our own hands. We've had to find the partners, create the lists, create the support, find the audiences, and self-distribute and do it ourselves. And that's an amazing process as a filmmaker, because you learn about what's necessary to get a film seen and you have direct access with your audiences. But we actually shouldn't have to do that. We are, Screen Australia, the whole industry is spending so much money and care into telling these beautiful stories. So we want audiences to see them and to benefit from them and the messages that are inherent in them.